All right, guys. Now, I know it doesn't feel like it now, but I'm telling you, spring and summer are on the way. And if you want to be prepared, the time to start is now. All right. And what I mean by be prepared, if you're trying to lose weight. Now, today's video, what we're going to talk about is bottom line is losing weight and preventing type 2 diabetes or even reversing type 2 diabetes, right, are basically the same thing, right? It takes the same thing. And it's easier than you would think, right? Because it comes down to basically just a couple of things. Now, what I will tell you is if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to reverse or prevent type 2 diabetes, you want to do two things. Number one, you got to reduce sugar intake, right? Got to reduce sugar intake, meaning you got to get rid of things like soda, sweet tea, right? Donuts, all right? Snack cakes, things of that nature. Those things are loaded with simple carbs, and they just basically drive your blood sugar levels up, right? Now, the other thing, which is the most important part of losing weight and preventing diabetes, it's this right here, right? You've got to decrease insulin levels, right? People who are overweight, people who are type 2 diabetics, the problem really, I mean, it is blood sugar, because blood sugar is what drives insulin levels up. But bottom line, it is an insulin problem. Now, if you don't know anything about insulin, one thing about insulin is if you have too much insulin, it basically blocks your fat cells from releasing fat, right? Bottom line, it's trying to burn up sugar. Now, the other thing that you got to understand is when you have too much insulin, basically it's trying to jam more glucose or more sugar into your cells. The reason it can't do it is because your cells are already full of sugar, so it can't put any more in there, and it causes inflammation. And if you know anything about inflammation, that is the father of all diseases. All right, now chronic diseases. All right, now let's see, what can you do? All right, now I'm telling you guys, I've been doing intermittent fasting since around May of last year. All right, it is the best way to eat if you're trying to lose weight. It is the best way to eat if you are trying to curb type 2 diabetes, whether you're trying to prevent it or whether you're trying to reverse it. Intermittent fasting is the way to go. Now, once again, there's several ways to do it. I've done some videos in the past about it. We're going to do some more again about how you can do intermittent fasting. But the easiest way to get started is something we call 16-8 or 18-6 method, which means you basically don't eat for a period of 16 to 18 hours, and you only eat in an 8 to 6 hour window, right? If you do that, then guess what? That's your first step, because that long period of not eating is, guess what? It's going to drop your sugar levels, which will in turn help drop your insulin levels. You have to be consistent with it. Now, like I said, there's other ways to do it. We'll talk about it and show you how you can do those. All right. Now, the main thing, all right, when you're doing intermittent fasting, you still have to keep a few things in mind, because it's always not about how much you eat. It's always about the kinds of food you eat. All right. And you've got to add some things in. Number one, your diet needs to be low carb, all right, high fat. Now, I'm not advocating that you go keto low here. All right, my thing is, if we can stay between 50 to 100 grams of carbs, you're going to lose weight, and you're going to go a long way toward fighting diabetes and reversing it. All right. The other keys are this. Like I said, it's not how much you eat; it's what you eat. Lots of vegetables, lots of different kinds of vegetables. In fact, I won't take anything off the table. Right? A lot of times, if you look at keto, they take certain things off. I'm telling you, if you want a sweet potato, eat a sweet potato. If you want carrots, eat carrots. Bottom line is, eat the vegetables you will eat. Right? Add good fats. You got to have good fats. When I say fat, I'm not just talking about any fat, all right? We're talking about good fats. Avocado, olives. Use olive oil on everything, all right? When I make a salad, I pour olive oil on it. All right? I may use ranch as well or some other salad dressing, but I always put olive oil. I've gotten to the point where now when I eat meat, I pour olive oil on my meat, all right? Basically, you want to get that good omega-3 oil in. Coconut oil is another great way to cook and another great way to add good fat to your diet. And then, of course, eating fish or using a fish oil supplement, all right? So if you're diabetic and you're trying to prevent or you're trying to reverse your type 2 diabetes, you got to get started. Intermittent fasting, 18-6 or basically 16-8. One of those two methods, all right? You want to go for a longer period of time without eating, all right? And then the other thing, you want to eat lots of vegetables and add lots of great fat to your diet, all right? You do this, and it's gonna go a long way toward helping you. Now, I'm gonna actually be doing a Facebook Live soon on intermittent fasting, and show you some more things you can do with this. I'm a huge advocate of it, and like I said, I'll be getting more word out to you when I'm going to do that Facebook Live. All right, so hope to see you soon. And like I said, if you're looking for a place to work out, I'm going to tell you, come try Expect Results Fitness. It is a great place with lots of great people to help spur you on to achieve what you're trying to achieve.